That package of Hickory, smoked ham in your fridge right now, probably never saw a smokehouse. Not as a guess. Read the ingredient label. Not the front, the back. If you see the words smoke flavor or natural smoke flavor anywhere in that list, the smoke is not from wood. It is from a bottle. And the USDA allows manufacturers to label that product Hickory smoked anyway, because the same agency that defines that term also carved out a loophole that swallows the definition whole. Here is what that loophole says, verbatim from USDA guidance. Atomized liquid hickory smoke and heat can combine to produce hickory smoke. That is the regulatory basis. Spray a chemical compound onto meat in a heated chamber, and you have legally smoked it. No wood, no fire, no time. The smokehouse imagery on the front of the package is not a lie they can be prosecuted for. It is a picture of a process that ended decades ago. 5 brands are running this playbook right now in every major grocery store in America. 3 are doing it the actual way. By the end of this video, you will know which is which, and the one word on the ingredient label that tells you instantly, let's go. Number 5. Oscar Mayer Hickory Smoked Products. The Yellow Band. The brand that taught a generation what deli meat was supposed to taste like. Oscar Mayer has been in kitchens since 1883, and the Hickory smoked label has been on their packaging for decades. The problem is what is inside the packaging now. Flip an Oscar Mayer Hickory smoke product, the bacon bits, the ham slices, the deli turkey, and you will find the same phrase in the ingredient list. Hickory smoke flavor. Not hickory wood. Not hardwood smoke. A flavoring compound added after the fact. The flavor is added, not produced by burning wood. The front of the Kroger listing for Oscar Mayer bacon bits reads 100% real bacon, slow smoked, with real wood. The ingredient list on the same product reads bacon, hickory, smoke flavor. Those two statements cannot both be fully true. Either the wood did the work, or the flavoring did. The label tells you which. The word real on the front can be misleading. Oscar Mayer is owned by Kraft Heinz. In 2015, the same year Kraft merged with Heinz in a $45 billion deal, they began announcing cleaner ingredient reformulations. The smoke flavoring stayed. The packaging story did not change. The front of the bag still says Hickory smoked. That is number 5. We are just getting started. Number 4. Hillshire Farm Smoked Deli Meats. The brand with farmhouse imagery and the word farm right in the name. Hillshire Farm has been making deli meat since 1934, when Austrian immigrant Fritz Berniger set up shop in New London, Wisconsin. For decades, the name meant something. Then Tyson Foods acquired the parent company in 2014 for $7.7 billion, adding it to a portfolio that already included Jimmy Dean and Ball Park. Pull a Hillshire Farm smoked turkey or smoked ham from the deli case. The ingredient list includes natural flavorings, dextrose, carrageenan, and starch, the scaffold of an industrially processed product. Independent taste tests describe it as lightly smoked, which is another way of saying the smoke flavor is present but thin. That thinness is what you would expect from a flavoring compound calibrated for mass production, not a product that spent real time over real wood. Hillshire Farm scored lower than it could have in multiple independent rankings, specifically because of the ingredients list. The reviewer's exact note was that additions like starch, dextrose, carrageenan, and natural flavorings caused it to miss the mark. That is the gap between the farm on the label and the factory behind it. Number 3. Lando Frost Premium Hickory. The green packaging, the word premium in the product name. Lando Frost was started in 1941 by Antoon van Eekeren and remains family-owned, which sounds like it should put it on the other list. It does not, because ownership structure does not determine what goes in the product. Lando Frost Premium. Hickory turkey and ham both carry smoke flavoring in the ingredient list. The hickory in the name is flavoring work, not woodwork. Smoke flavoring is what creates the taste. Consumer Reports ranked Lando Frost Premium. Hickory smoked turkey as good, which means it passed, but it ranked below brands that use real smoking processes. The difference in the rankings tracks directly to what is generating the smoke flavor. The premium designation on the front is a relative term with no regulatory definition. Premium compared to what, and by whose standard, is not something the label is required to answer. Bootig is the brand in the shrink-wrapped flat packs that have been in the refrigerator case since most people can remember. Cheap, widely available, and right next to products that cost twice as much. The low price is the tell. Here is what Bootig does not advertise. As much as 15% of that meat is water. Their own label discloses a flavoring solution of water and salt injected before packaging. You are paying deli meat prices for deli meat that is 15% salt water by design. One serving contains around 25% of a daily recommended sodium intake. The smoke is flavoring. The weight is water. The pricing makes it look like a deal. It is not a deal when 15% of what you paid for is saline solution. Bootig ranked good in Consumer Reports, smoked deli turkey testing, below the brands using actual hardwood processes. The word hickory on the packaging is doing marketing work, not describing a cooking method. Number 1. Boar's Head branded smokehouse products. Select lines. This one requires precision because Boar's Head is not a single product. It is a brand with a wide range, and different products within that range are processed differently. The reason it makes the top of this list is exactly that gap. The brand positioning is uniformly premium, but the smoke reality is not uniform across the lineup. Boar's Head markets itself as the anti-additive brand. No artificial colors, flavors, or caramel color. No MSG added. No fillers or byproducts. That promise is real for much of their range, and it is why they command a significant price premium at the deli counter. But Boar's Head also had the largest listeria-linked deli meat recall in U.S. history in 2024, traced to their Jaminette and liverwurst lines out of their Statesboro, Georgia facility. The recall eventually expanded to cover 7 million pounds of product across multiple brands. That is not a smoke labeling issue. It is a manufacturing sanitation issue. It matters here because the premium brand story and the actual factory reality are two separate things. And the recall exposed that gap to a national audience for the first time. For their genuinely wood-smoked lines, the Black Forest Beechwood Smoked Ham, which is naturally smoked with imported German beechwood, and their bacon, which the brand describes as hardwood smoked in a traditional smokehouse, the label holds. For products in their lineup that list natural smoke flavoring as an ingredient, the label does not hold to the same standard. The brand name is doing more work than the process. At deli counter pricing of $12 to $16 per pound in many markets, the premium you are paying assumes the premium process. With Boar's Head, whether you are getting that process depends on which specific product you are holding. That is number 1. That is the list. Before we get to the 3 that are actually real, one thing worth saying directly. The smoke flavoring loophole is not illegal. Manufacturers are working inside a regulatory framework the USDA built and maintains. The frustration is not that they are criminals. The frustration is that the word hickory on the front of the package creates a picture that the ingredient list on the back quietly corrects. And most people never flip the package over. The one word that tells you everything. Look for smoke flavor, or natural smoke flavor, anywhere in the ingredient list. If it is there, the smoke is a compound. If it is not there, the wood did the actual work. That is the full test. It takes 4 seconds. Number 1. Boar's Head Hardwood Smoked. This is the exception on the bad list. Boar's Head bacon is hardwood smoked in a traditional smokehouse. with no smoke flavor listed in the ingredient list. The Black Forest Beechwood smoked ham is naturally smoked with imported German beechwood, a process specific enough that it names the wood and the country it came from. That specificity is the mark of a real process. Check the ingredient list before you buy. No smoke flavor listed means the wood did the work. On products where that is true, the premium price is justified by the process. The brand has a wider range than it can fully back up, but the genuinely wood-smoked lines are authentic. Founded in 1987, Applegate built the brand specifically around what is not in the product. No antibiotics, no GMO ingredients, no artificial preservatives. Their uncured ham and natural deli turkey lines have ingredient lists short enough to read in under 10 seconds. Applegate Naturals. Oven-roasted turkey breast lists. Turkey, water, salt, potato starch, broth, and rosemary extract. That is the full list. For their smoked products, real wood smoking, not a flavoring compound, is part of the production process, and there is no smoke flavor listed in the ingredients because there is no compound to list. Independent reviewers describe the texture as closer to fresh meat than pressed deli product, which tracks with less processing. The slice is on the thicker side. Some reviewers noted it is less flexible in a sandwich, which is a fair caveat. The price is higher, around $14 per pound at mainstream retailers. The ingredients list is why. Hormel's main product range is not on this list, for good reasons. The Natural Choice line operates differently. It contains no preservatives, no nitrates, no artificial ingredients, and no added hormones. The slow-smoked subline names the specific wood in the product title, for example, applewood smoked turkey with garlic and herb, applewood smoked ham, and pecanwood smoked ham. Naming the specific wood is a signal. A manufacturer that uses a smoke flavoring compound has no reason to name a wood. When the wood is named, it usually means actual wood smoke was used. Natural Choice is also one of the more accessible options on this list. It is carried at mainstream grocery chains, not just specialty retailers. The caveat is that Hormel's wider range is not the Natural Choice line. The brand name alone does not guarantee the slow-smoked designation. Check which subline you are buying. You now know something most people standing in the deli aisle this week do not. Hickory smoked. On the front of the package is a phrase the USDA allows manufacturers to use after spraying a flavoring compound onto meat in a heated chamber. The smoke that picture implies took hours over real wood. The smoke that phrase legally requires took seconds from a spray nozzle. The difference between the brands on both lists is one line on the back of the package. If the words smoke flavor are in the ingredient list, the front is a story. If they are not, the front is a fact. Drop the brand you are done buying in the comments. I will be in there.